right, we're streaming. Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling on the Rocks, unadvertised show. So, surprise if you get messages. Thanks for tuning in. Otherwise, you can always rewatch it. What we're going to do today is just break down Money in the Bank, just due to time constraints, scheduling conflicts. It does not look like we're going to be able to go live on Wednesday night as is normal. So we're going to do a short show today to go over Money in the Bank results. We're going to do a short show tomorrow to go over Monday Night Raw after. And then next week we'll be picking up live again, and we'll be able to cover the previous SmackDown and then the Raw and SmackDown. That shouldn't be a big issue, I don't think. And then I think we're going to go over the predictions and how well we scored tomorrow as well. So we're going to start off with a little what's in our glass. We should be live. I mean, I'm seeing us on this. Producer unsure if we're live. I'm seeing live. We have no viewers, so it's the same as not being live, I suppose.
Yeah.
Here you go and pour this.
It's a normal show.
Yeah, normal show. 0 views.
Would you like me to pour some for you, sir?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Barkeep style.
We're doing a little bit more blender smash until we get through this bottle. Little reserve. Oh, and then coming up, we got the vanilla.
All right.
So that'll be coming up. Crown Royal, if you're listening.
We're watching.
Always looking for a sponsor. Or cease and desist. Something to frame.
Or a competitor that wants to
Give
compete
us a cease and
against
desist.
Crown.
Yeah, if you're looking to take up some space on our table, we'll give you space on the table. You can't hear me?
Me? Hello.
I've got nothing that says that you shouldn't be able to hear me. I can definitely hear me on the cast, so it's your device back there.
Cheers.
Cheers, l'chaim, to Money in the Bank.
Took a baby sip.
And, just a little baby sip because it's so warm. Hasn't chilled yet. And one more cheers to Ashley, gone but not forgotten. Sorry
Gone
to see
too
you go.
soon.
Gone too soon, and I hear she was working on trying to come back, and who knows what could have been.
Mm-hmm. It's warm.
It's warm. Still warm. The glass is almost all ice. It's still warm.
Did I give you
So,
more?
yeah. Let's get into... What? Jesus.
I give you more.
Let's get into it. We want to make sure we want to try and be done before Raw goes live for all of you who...
On the West Coast. It's already live on the East.
Is it?
It goes on at 5 here.
I guess it is streaming. I guess it's super live over there.
It's super live instead of kind of live.
Yeah, kind of live.
Maybe live, maybe not.
Well, it also depends on where they're filming, realistically.
I think we're going on at the same time.
Oh yeah, it goes on 5 o'clock over there either way. 5 o'clock our time, it goes on over there anyway. But depending on where they're streaming from, is if it's actually live or not. Wait, no, they get the live feed. They just go on early. I thought there was like a tape delay. Not on that one. East Coast gets it live. We don't get it live. How does
go
TV
backwards?
work? Is this live?
I don't know. Is this real life?
Or is it Memorex? Remember? Tape.
It's going for Queen. Is this fantasy?
Oh.
Anyways. Money in the Bank.
I could see that. Money in the Bank. The kickoff had the Usos beating Daniel Bryan and Rowan by super kicking the shit out of Rowan and then doing a double splash on Daniel Bryan. And at the end of the match, it turned out it was not for the titles, which...
Who knew?
Who knew?
Who?
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 Who? Yeah, I thought it was definitely for the titles. We'd all said as a consensus that had any of us known that the titles were not up for grabs, we all would have picked the Usos to win. That's the only reason why you wouldn't put the titles up for grabs.
But it's the kickoff. Kickoff doesn't count.
Kickoff never counts.
So
That's a good point. We should have known. Should have seen that coming.
Exactly.
Even if they won them, they wouldn't have won them.
It's like the Brock. The writing was on the wall.
The writing was on the wall the whole time.
We just couldn't read.
Anything special about that match specifically? I remember it was a good match, but nothing about it stood out to me as being like overwhelmingly outstanding by any of them.
No.
But it was as good as you would expect the four of them to have a
Yeah.
match. Good match, but I wouldn't put it down as like a classic must-watch Uso match.
No,
I
not
think
at
they
all.
put on
But
better ones, but
Yeah.
it was not bad.
yeah, it was a solid match. You know, the people in the audience got what they paid for
Yeah,
when it comes to that match. So
that's true. And the Usos sent out a tweet saying that they hope that this means they get a shot at those titles. Which again, as we stated when we thought it was, that would be an interesting match. And
Yeah.
if they win it, it'd be really
Would've-
cool.
it
just
would've been
because
a-
they have Raw.
yeah, it would have been a cool angle.
Yeah.
And when they won, I was like,
Oh yeah, I was
Sweet,
like, oh my god,
yeah.
they're doing it! And then they're all like, they give the belts to the
Yeah.
other guys, and I was like, oh, good.
that's not how that works. But
I'm covering my mouth. I should be covering the mic. You just hear like other way. Let's see. No big deal. So then the show kicked off with the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. As soon as I saw Naomi come out, I texted you and said, fuck, there's going to be a cash in. There's no reason they're opening the show with that match except for to helpfully that you forget that that match is taking place so they can surprise cash in.
surprise.
Yeah. Surprise! What?
Didn't see that coming.
That's what it's like watching sometimes. So I wanted to talk about the Carmella spot. Mandy kicks the ladder. It seems to ding Carmella, and she flips her shit. And she's like, get away from me, get off me. Mandy keeps going in like she's supposed to do a thing with her. And Carmella legit is like, get off of me, and rolls out. Well, she doesn't totally roll out and lay down like you would when you leave the match. She stands up and starts talking to refs. A medical person comes over, and they're talking. You see her like stretching her knee. And I thought,
Yeah,
She
I
got
thought she
really
was hurt.
I thought she was hurt. It was it was so good.
Yeah.
And then the only thing that made me go, okay, there's no way she's actually hurt, because I've heard people still say she may have actually gotten hurt. When she came back and her knee was taped, I said she's fine.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to say, hey, your knee's fucked, but go out there, there's that important spot for you.
Yeah.
She goes out, gets on the ladder, Sonya gets involved, pulls her down off the ladder, and she jumps down onto the mat. That's a lot of impact for a knee to take if it's actually damaged. And how specific of a spot is that to have Carmella and Sonya going back and forth, only to have Sonya carry Mandy up? The rest is history. But I thought, what a great working injury. That's probably one of the best I've ever...
Yeah. I mean,
Almost every other one you can tell a million miles away.
yeah. With that one, like you said, everyone thought she was hurt, like legitimately hurt, like, especially just get off me, like breaking character pretty much. And
It felt like breaking character.
yeah.
For sure.
And then just like, hey, I'm hurt, leave me alone.
Yeah.
I need to look at this. And then she comes out with the worst tape job ever.
Stackhouse says her fake limp was trash. The limp back was the limp back out to the ring was definitely trash. And that's when I was like, she's fine.
Yeah, she's good.
Yeah. But the work on the way out of the ring was great. And he says he was into it till she came back out. Yeah. I think it was absolutely great. I don't think the men are pulling off that kind of acting on that level. Like she's phenomenal. I don't think she gets the credit she deserves a lot of times. Also, Stackhouse, thanks for tuning in on our surprise show. Really appreciate it.
Surprise.
You're our number one.
Cheers.
Cheers to Stackhouse. Let's see.
Not better cold.
Way better cold. So then, as I mentioned, Sonya then interferes with Carmella, carries Mandy up the ladder in a fireman carry, which was pretty impressive.
That was
as
pretty
it was.
good. Yeah.
Gets to the top. Bailey runs up the ladder. At this point, I'm freaking out. I'm like, Bailey runs up the ladder, looks at them super serious, all mad, and then cracks a smirk. And I was all like, fuck, yes. Shoves them both off, gets up there, grabs the ladder, or grabs the briefcase. That was it. She wins. I jumped up. I jumped out of my chair.
It's hard
I'm so
to
excited.
It's hard to jump up with an erection.
No, it's had some spring. I just also knocked over a glass.
Yeah, did you pulled the clump?
Yeah. I just clumped.
You clumped it.
I clumped.
Should be a shirt. Just clump it.
Yeah. Just clump it. We'll clean it up later.
Yeah. Paper towels.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh shit. Stackhouse got home early from work today because Oklahoma closed for storms.
Wow.
When was the last time anything closed around here for storms? Like even monsoons when they're just destroying cars and stuff, people are like, it'll go away in a minute.
Yeah. The only time I remember things being canceled was when it actually rains and floods.
Yeah, that or like a quarter inch of snow. That'll
Yeah,
shut down this whole
the city.
fucking city. Yeah, in Arizona. They do not know how to handle snow. Growing up in Alaska, I remember walking to school one day, or to at least the bus stop, where the snow was up to my knees, and there was a plow in front of the school bus, because there's like, fuck it, keep it rolling. Here in Arizona, I've legit seen less than a quarter inch of snow shut down the highways. Schools are closed. Everyone's like, stay inside. Something's happening out there. I thought you might get a kick out of that. Being from Oklahoma, I'm sure you've seen more than a quarter inch. I did also think that the Bailey promo afterwards was good. I thought it was solid.
Yeah.
You know, it felt genuine, felt from the heart, and
It's weird that I always feel weird about the post-match interviews, like in the ring. You know,
it's supposed
person's
to, yeah.
like out of breath.
Yeah.
Hold on.
But it reminds me
Yeah.
of like the big fights, like
Yeah.
the UFC and stuff,
Yeah,
or
boxing.
Boxing, you know,
Back in the
afterwards
day,
they
yeah.
all rush the ring to get the interview. What did it just happen? It just happened. What are you
What are
feeling?
you doing? What are you doing?
Yeah, and then they go, my balls is hot. They do.
They do.
That's what they do.
It happened. It was our producer's favorite fight.
Yep. Can you imagine? Bailey, you just won Money in the Bank. How do you feel? My balls is hot.
Yeah.
Hey, what?
Yeah. Huh?
She's like, you had to be there.
Yeah.
I'm actually very happy about Bailey winning the Money in the Bank. As it happened, I was super excited. I was wearing my bright yellow Bailey nerd shirt. I'm wearing my Bailey socks today.
Uh-oh, he's going to pull something. Are you in here? Oh.
Couldn't see it at all. But it's a Bailey sock.
Trust me.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. We can post a picture online if you want.
Speaking of being winded.
Yeah. He says my hair is on point today. I'm in a celebratory mood. Big fan of Bailey, and I've been. I was obvious by the couple of shows we've had so far. I've been rooting for her on this whole thing.
Yeah.
So, but end of the day, that was just the first match. She wins the briefcase, cuts a good promo. I thought the match on whole with all the women was fantastic.
Yeah, it was good.
I blocked the mic though, last second. What'd you think of the match?
I don't even remember the match now.
Remember it?
I thought it was good. I thought, each woman performed outside of Carmella, obviously, but, that was a nice
She
work.
did her part great.
Yeah.
Sort of like Zelina in the Rumble. Everyone's like, oh, Zelina didn't do a good job. She was barely in the Rumble. She was hit underneath the ring.
Mm-hmm.
That was her spot.
Yeah.
And she killed it.
Yeah.
I feel like the same thing with Carmella. That even though she didn't get to perform...
She wasn't showcased, but yeah.
She was showcased in a whole other way, which I think was just equally as important as the way that you showcase the other girls. Is they really let her show a little bit of her acting chops, her little bit of believability. Can you make them believe?
Yeah.
Let me do that. I can do that. You know what I mean? Stackhouse thinks Naomi was the highlight of that match. That'd be hard to argue.
Yeah. She did well.
She did absolutely awesome. My girlfriend going nuts the whole time because she's a huge Naomi fan.
Is that why she has a black eye?
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, if you noticed, Naomi's gear was Bumblebee.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually a DC comic book character, and it was touted as being the first African American black woman
You
superhero.
got lost.
Yeah. the first woman African American superhero in comics, and so she dressed up like that. And there's
That's
a little
cool.
bit more of a story to it about like her character. The character itself does something specifically that she felt that's what I'm bringing to this match, some kind of intensity or integrity or something.
Nice.
It was a nice little sentiment. If you do see, our Loden's checking in too. What's up, dude? He's on his way to a chip too. Once we get those going.
Yeah. Lost it again.
Yeah, it's gone. But she did a great showing, and she
I was-
posted a thing about the thing. So if you follow her on Instagram or Twitter, go look. She has a better explanation of why she dressed that way, and it was really cool.
Yeah, I was wondering about that because I was like, you know, she's a bee. I was like, all
It was
right.
really weird when she first
Yeah.
came out. I was like, so she's coming out as a bumblebee? That's
Yeah.
weird, or like a bee?
Yeah.
Like it was weird, and I felt like there was some sort of meaning behind it, and I didn't know it. Michelle thought it had something to do with Becky. Like, well, it's black and yellow. They're kind of doing a thing. And I was like, well, I'll give you, though, that Becky earlier in the week did an interview. She said if she were to enter the women's tag division, she would want Naomi to be her partner.
Mhm.
So I was like, it could be a call out to that, maybe. But turns out we were both wrong. She had a much bigger plan and a pretty good thing. I also agree that the eclipse from outside into the ring
yeah.
with Natalia, it was outside on a ladder
Onto Natalia.
onto Natalia. And then she even...
From Ember.
Hmm?
From Ember.
Ember Moon.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was absolutely sick. Really good really good move. I thought her landing was a little weird. We're used to her kind of landing sitting up, like a stunner style, and she kind of landed more like an RKO on her back.
Mhm.
But I don't know if it'd be safe to do it the other way
Yeah.
when from that
Yeah.
height and distance. So it still looked amazing. And
Yeah.
it was great. But yeah, Nikki, she's spinning around with the ladder. I know we've seen that gimmick
Oh, yeah.
before, but I love it, and I think she pulled it off great.
Yeah, and she was the one to do it in that match.
Yeah.
No, I don't think anyone else, like
Could have done it. in the-
character-wise, yeah.
Yeah, it wouldn't be as believable.
Yeah.
Really liked it. Yeah, I thought it was great. I thought the ending was great. I thought all the facial expressions at the end were awesome. Mandy just like, and
Yeah.
Sylvie was like, and Bailey looking like a badass. She gave that mean look. That mean look. I was all like, yes, give us that edge.
Sure.
We need that edge. And then she cuts that promo and leaves. After that, we've got Rey Mysterio versus Samoa Joe.
Which just keep having squash matches back and forth.
Yeah, but so Rey Mysterio wins. It looked like Joe busted his nose pretty bad. I thought initially his eye as well because there was blood right beneath his eye, but I believe that was
I think
blood
it's just-
smeared.
yeah.
Yeah.
What happened when Ray sat on his face?
Yeah. So yeah, he comes off the top. He hits him in the chest where he's doing that kind of sitting maneuver, and he lands on his chest and then bounces up, hits him on the face, and then roll forward. And you see Samoa Joe immediately roll over, hold his nose, look up at the ref, and say something. And I wouldn't be surprised if that wasn't, my nose is clearly broken. Because
Yeah.
I don't know anybody who's broke their nose who didn't know it when it happened.
Yeah.
You know, my nose is broken.
Yeah.
I think the amount of blood was too much, and I think that they just looked at him and said, hey, take it home, guys. Because it seemed pretty abrupt. The pin was a bad pin. Samoa Joe's shoulder was up almost the whole time.
Yeah.
But once the 3 happened, he did that, what Joe always does, which is I'm trying to get out of it. And then right after the 3, the real
kick out
big
at
kick
3.
out. So I do think that was, as much as it wasn't the planned finish, it was the new planned finish. And I think that his positioning was poor. But I also had to get out of the match. So I get it. They're afraid of him bleeding everywhere.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate to see that because that was the first of a number of ref interactions that took precedence over the finish, right? Dominic then came out to celebrate with Ray. Joe then attacked Ray while staring at Dominic. So Joe runs to the back. It looks like he gets iced or something because he comes back clean. And then he does those couple of intense moves, stares down Dominic, and then they all kind of wrap it up and go in the back. It is believed that that's one of the reasons why the show ended 20 minutes early.
Oh, because of that.
Because that match ended so early, supposedly. And most likely. I mean, it broke his fucking nose, man. After that, Braun's running around looking for Sammy backstage. Triple H tells Sammy that he's banned.
Braun's banned.
Before, yeah, Triple H is telling Sammy earlier that Braun's banned. Then we see Braun looking around for Sammy. So we know Braun's there anyways. And then it goes over to The Miz versus Shane McMahon. Best in the world.
supposed to cover your mic when you do that.
So Shane tries to escape early a lot in the beginning. He keeps trying to run up the side, and I love that. Thought that was good. And then so there's this big thing in question now where he's in the figure 4 leg lock. He grabs the rope, but there's no break, so he uses the rope to get towards the door to
try and get out.
That then leads to the next bit where during a pinfall attempt, he puts his foot on the rope. The ref stops the count. So the big discussion right now is there's no rope breaks in cage matches, they say. This, as far as I've ever understood the rules, is not the case. There's no disqualification in a cage match, meaning that if you're in a submission hold and you grab the rope, they can't then disqualify the person for not breaking the submission hold because you have to till the count of 5 to let go of that submission or you're disqualified. I'm talking ref talk. With a pinfall attempt, if you get to the ropes, you're getting the break because they're not going to disqualify someone for continuing to pin someone when there's nothing, when they can't keep counting.
That'd be a funny way to get disqualified.
You got to count of 5 to stop pinning him.
Yeah.
You know, this was bothering me. Everyone's freaking out. Even the commentators try to bury the ref, saying it's a horrible call. Oh, Shane has him in his pocket. There's no rope break. Not true. There's just no disqualification.
Yeah. But see, I've never seen in a cage match. I've never seen anyone grab a rope to break up a pin.
I feel like we have, but it'd be
I
hard to mention it off the top of my head. But I feel like it's happened. I will say this is Jimmy Corderas is on Twitter. I do follow him as a ref hero of mine. He wrote a really good book by Jimmy Corderas. Something about
pinstripes.
Three count.
Okay.
Look it up. It's on Amazon. It's a really good book. But he mentions on there that the rope break only does not count in false count anywhere matches. It's just called 3 count? Okay. Yeah, so a false count anywhere match is the only match where you cannot break the pinfall by getting the rope. And part of that has to do with like boundaries of the ring kind of a deal. The steel cage doesn't mean that you're not on the outside or edge of that. But false count anywhere match, only match where you cannot take the rope to break the pinfall. This is not a false count anywhere match. It either gets you get the fall in the ring or you're out of the ring and the match is over. So I think the ref made the right call as far as I've ever understood the rules. Sounds like Jimmy Corderas, ref for like 40 years, also agreed to that sentiment. So I think people should stop trying to bury the ref on that one. There was a lot of really bad reffing that night. That was not one of those moments.
Yeah. I mean, I was confused at first. Like I said, I've just never, I've just never seen it where they grab the rope to break up a pinfall. And, it's whatever. Yeah. Just like any sport. Hey, it's a bad call. Keep going.
Yeah. 100%.
So,
I mean, how many times has that happened in football and stuff where the ref makes a call and the commentators just go, horrible call, bad decision, but the match keeps going.
Or no call.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah, where was the call? Like, yeah, you're right. Like any sport, you just keep moving forward.
Yeah.
I do think that was not a bad call, but I agree also with your sentiment that if it truly were a bad call, move on.
Yeah. But the match as a whole was...
It was good.
Yeah, it was a good match.
It was good, told a decent story.
Yeah, we weren't excited to see it. I like the way Shane won.
I thought that was clever.
I thought it was really cool.
Yeah, he's hanging over the side. They're trying to superplex him into the ring, and he's like not fucking having it. And then he just slides down out of his jersey. I think Miz was probably supposed to hold on to the jersey and be holding it, but it fell down with Shane, which was funny. But still, it was cool to see Shane win by slipping out of his jersey.
The only thing I was thinking that would have been a better way for Shane, or for the match to end, and Shane kind of looked like a sleazeball, is that when Miz has the chair in the ring, Shane turns to the ref, says, "I quit," and then jumps out of the ring, runs away. Because it sounds like they're going to continue this storyline.
What do you mean I quit? How would he quit?
He quits. Submission. Like, he gives up.
To have Miz quit before Shane?
No. But Shane quit before, when the Miz has the chair.
Oh.
And then Shane turns to the ref, says, Oh,
Oh, are we getting an Amber Alert?
yeah.
I turn those off. I don't care if a child is stolen. That's your phone.
That's because you're the one stealing the child.
I don't want to be found.
I don't want to hear news about it.
Yep. I leave the weather reports on because that affects my life and is important to me. I just went heel.
Yeah.
I just turned
Yeah.
heel. We just lost 2
And
viewers.
our show just got canceled.
Um,
But like I said, I think it would have just been funny. He turns to the ref, I quit, and then just runs away.
Avocado Badato's been checking in a lot too. So really nice to see all you guys here. Go ahead and hit the old follow button if you haven't already. Tell your friends. We're actually getting pretty close to being affiliate if we get a couple more followers. Again, you can turn off notifications. Does not offend us.
Nope. But then you won't get these surprise shows.
Surprise show! But yeah, overall, good match. Like you said, the unfortunate bit being that...
Your note, Nice wins.
Yeah.
Next.
That's all I got out of that. We'll get to that too. But so it was a good match. On the unfortunate bit is it's not the finale we needed.
No.
That means they're going to be going back and forth more, and I was ready to be done with Shane and Miz. But
And that's why I
otherwise,
said,
good
like,
match.
Shane weasels his way out, quits on purpose, leaves, runs away, scared, but whatever.
But, you know, Shane also getting another win.
Yeah.
I mean, he's the best in the world, man.
Yes.
Hard.
He's got to keep winning.
After that, they announced that there's going to be a new title tomorrow night, which is tonight, announced by Mick Foley. I'm sure if you're watching WWE's Instagram right now, they're probably giving every effing spoiler out there. I'm not looking for spoilers, so please don't message it to us.
Yeah.
But there will be a
It's-
new title announced tonight. It's exciting, but also not at the same time.
Well, like I said, like I told you yesterday, I think it's got to be hardcore.
It's got to be hardcore, but
Or
in
Extreme
a
Rules.
PG in a PG world right now where blood's so bad that we're ending matches abruptly, how do you have a hardcore title?
It's an Extreme Rules title.
Yeah.
I mean, they have a whole pay-per-view for Extreme Rules.
If anybody's got an idea of what they think it's going to be without looking at the spoilers, it'd be
And
interesting.
since it's already live,
Yeah,
it's
it's
probably already
probably
announced.
there. Yeah, fuck.
Don't tell us.
Maybe just don't guess. I mean, I was speculating that it could be hardcore, it could be intergender, it could be like a new TV title, or it could be a wild card
But see,
title.
I just think with Foley introducing it,
Yeah, but Foley also used to be a GM, and so he's also about history. So it made me think maybe it's a women's title. Do you have like a women's secondary title instead of just the champion, like a
the
women's
Women's
Intercontinental?
US.
Yeah,
I don't
women's
know.
US, women's IC, women's TV title, or like a wild card title where they can go back and forth because they're the champion.
The wild card title. That's
Yeah.
what we need.
Yeah, wild card title. And new wild card champion of the world. I don't know. I'm excited about it. We'll see what it is.
Yeah.
After that, Tony Nese has his match with Arya Daivari. Tony Nese won. That match happened. It was a weird time to put a 205 match in the middle of pay-per-view instead of being on the kickoff show. After you had Buddy Murphy with that title for so long, putting on absolute great matches.
Or I think they're just trying to gain fans.
Yeah, but with Tony Nese, like you could have done that with Buddy
Yeah.
Murphy. Not a knock on Tony Nese, but he's not as exciting to watch as Murphy was.
You know.
So if you really wanted to get people talking and watching, I feel like Murphy would have been the one to put in the middle of a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
After that, Braun gets asked to leave by Triple H, and because Sammy is found hanging upside down, and he seems to be unconscious. And then they say that they send him to a hospital.
So that's when I started getting excited.
I was like, what the fuck?
I was like, it's Bray. It's Bray.
I was really hoping to be the Bray thing, dude. I was like, it's gonna be Bray.
Yeah.
After that, we get Becky versus Lacey. I do want to speed it up a little bit. I want to make sure we get through as much as possible before the show goes live in an hour.
The show's live.
No, it's
Depending
not
on the
live for anyone. We get Becky versus Lacey. Lacey get what the fuck happened here? Okay, Lacey rolls up Becky into a crucifix. Becky makes sure her shoulders are down, and the ref is just not counting. He's running back and forth. She's there for like 4 seconds
Yeah.
before she finally just sort of kicks out into the disarmer and gets the win, which was a great finish. If the ref had just counted it all.
Yeah.
Because you could clearly see Becky was waiting for the 2 count to kick out into this thing and be like, oh my God.
Yeah.
But the ref was not getting to the side where he could see Becky's shoulders because it looked like he was afraid to get in the way of the camera.
The camera, yeah.
Bear in
He's
mind,
like running back and forth
Yeah.
behind it awkwardly.
and he really needed to get around into the side. He could have crossed the camera if he had to, just to get that finish going. Bear in mind, this is the same referee who fucked up the count in the WrestleMania match. I want to talk shit about a referee right here, but if I was Becky, I would not allow him in my matches anymore.
Yeah.
I would straight up say no. He's now messed up 2 very important ends to very important matches I've had, and strictly because of his ability to count or not count. All he has to do is see if my shoulder's on the ground, and he's not doing that.
Yeah.
So I would say no. I wouldn't. But, I mean, I hate to say that about any ref. You always want to give someone a second chance, but those are 2 major matches, 2 major moments spoiled by the same ref. I wouldn't be okay with it. And maybe he was afraid to do the count because of what happened with the other thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Maybe he's a little gun
Just
shy
too,
on that.
yeah, too cautious. And
Yeah, too cautious and fucked it up even worse. So
the cameramen, speaking of them, they got hit a few times.
Yeah, they really took it. So let's see. Lacey wasn't bad.
Lacey, it shows her talent, and finally, the reason why she's gotten this push, we've actually seen it on the main roster now.
Yeah.
Which I was excited about. I was like, cool. There's actually a legitimate contender on Raw.
Yeah.
Because before it was just Becky and.
Yeah. There was a few moves that came off a little weird and such, and a couple little mess ups here, but I feel like that she hasn't been in the ring in so long that that's not terrible to expect, and I feel like she did well overall. I liked her entrance with the little gold bar gun spitting out the Lacey money. I thought that was clever for Money in the Bank.
I didn't like that.
Yeah, Michelle hated it.
I thought it was
She
weird.
was like, "This is bullshit," and I was like, "I want one of those guns."
I felt like
the
it.
money.
I felt like strip club,
Oh yeah, for sure.
currying flavors, and
Oh yeah.
now
she's a whore.
yeah.
That part is not in dispute. And she reminded us there when she made it rain. I love my ones. I hope they're $1 bills with her name on her face on it. I know they did a screen, like a close up of it, and you could have seen it, but I didn't look. But
No, they were like, I think
no,
they were like
hundreds.
1,000. It was weird.
They should have been ones.
half dollars.
So Becky pulls out that win. As she's leaving and celebrating, Charlotte Flair comes out all smiley and goofy and, "Come on, let's go back. She's all,
Charlotte's a robot.
she's like glitching robot.
Ricochet's coming too.
Yeah, Ricochet came out. And so then they start that match then, which if anyone listened to Chris Jericho's podcast, he actually suspected they'd put those matches back to back. He goes, maybe they'll do like they did the old Jericho way with Rock and Stone Cold being back to back. But they also suspected that someone was going to be taking home that belt. So they did just that. They did a back to back. If Becky had won both of these matches, she would have been the 4th superstar ever to defend 2 titles in one night successfully. The 3 who've done it is Kurt Angle, Eddie Guerrero, and Seth Rollins. So it would have been good company, and you've been the first woman to do it.
Because Seth Rollins killed Sting.
Yeah.
That
He
doesn't
hadn't
count.
murdered.
That
Sting.
doesn't count.
You know, we don't talk about that night.
Yeah, it's under protest.
I was a little bummed. There was a Charlotte move where she no-sold like a kick straight to the head that I thought was really weird. I was like, why would you no-sell that? And even the commentators were like, maybe she didn't get all of that.
Yeah.
But at the end of it, Lacey comes in, interferes with the right hand.
The woman's right.
I don't believe in those.
It's not very powerful.
It's not. It
Because
looked
Becky kind of just
yeah.
like stunned her more than anything. She-
Yeah, it's stunned her. And then Charlotte comes in, does some move to Becky, and Charlotte kicked out at 4 on that one. That was a long 4 count when the ref got up and was like, she kicked out, and then she kicks out. If you rewatch that one, that was one too where the ref botched that, and you're like, fucking stop!
Stop it.
But this one was, I think, Kyoto. I think Kyoto was out for this match. So, but yeah, so Charlotte kicks out at the 4 count, and then Big Boots Becky in the face and gets the pin. And then Becky jumps on Lacey because she's pissed. Charlotte then jumps on Becky because she's pissed. So Lacey and Charlotte are beating down Becky, and then Bayley comes out to even the odds, and I flipped out. Oh, let's do it! The crowd was on fire too for her, dude. They were chanting, "We want Bayley, we want Bayley." Then Bayley comes out, everyone pops. She throws Charlotte into the post. She seems to knock herself out. And then she does this whole, like, should I or shouldn't I?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You're wasting time. Come on.
You're wasting time right
now.
And then Bailey cashed in.
Then she goes up on the top.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, she fucked it up.
Yeah. She like starts to pull her out to the middle. She goes over to the top rope. Bailey gets on the top. She does the flying Macho Man elbow drop. And the crowd went banana. And I thought that was it. I was like, she wasted too much time. She's pulling in the middle. She's not going to get this win. And I was pissed. She's going to reverse it, put her knees up. She does the flying elbow, and Charlotte did something.
Yeah,
she
something
moved
weird
weird.
happened.
Because I was like, did she
What
move
happened?
out of the way? What the fuck was that?
Yeah.
And then they get the 1, 2, 3, and I jumped up and started doing my Bailey dance.
That's because you were drunk. It's because you jumped up too many times.
Yeah, I jumped too many times.
After too many drinks.
Yeah, probably got sick. Like, ugh, I'm in a clump.
Yeah. Get a clump all over the
I'm
coffee
in a clump
table.
all over the place if I'm not careful. And then Bailey went and she celebrated in the crowd, and it was a
Which
really
I
cool
liked.
moment.
I thought that was really cool.
I thought that was super cool. It reminded me of when she won the Raw title, and then it was not long after she won the Raw title that, you know, she lost all that heat and no one liked her and all that stuff. So what a great moment for her to get this win, for the crowd to be on fire behind Bailey. They weren't even chanting for Becky at this point anymore. They were chanting for Bailey. They didn't even care that Becky walked away.
Yeah.
This was Bailey's moment, and everyone knew it, and I thought that was great. And then for Bailey to get the chance to celebrate in the crowd, and the crowd to react the way they were, how gratifying must that be if a year ago we all thought that your career was over?
Yeah,
We
it
thought it
was
got
done.
fucked.
Yeah.
You know? Just
Yeah,
awesome.
it was
Absolutely
great.
awesome moment.
It was cool seeing her like go to anyone that had a Bailey sign.
Yes. She
And then she was like,
looking for
then
the
she's like, yeah, you know,
Yeah.
took a couple selfies.
Yeah.
Cool. Like, that's
Really cool.
Number
Just
one
awesome
face
moment. Yeah.
with
Number
an
one
edge.
face. Yeah. And we had said in a previous show that if anyone was gonna steal it away, if we said if Charlotte wins that title, Bailey's got to take that title home. And so that's exactly how it played out, and I couldn't have been happier for that moment.
Yeah.
The rest of the show kept going.
that was it.
Yeah.
Good night. Enjoy Raw.
Let's see. So after that, Roman's walking around backstage. Elias comes up behind him, smashes him in the back with a guitar. I said something that Michelle said I'm not allowed to repeat. And then Elias comes out, plays a song on electric guitar, and then when he's leaving, he goes, "Oh, I'm going to do my pose," and does the Andrade,
Yeah.
which I'm not sure why he keeps doing the Andrade power moves, but he is. Roman comes out, does one Superman punch. Elias then walks to the ring. Now we have a match of Roman versus Elias. It's one spear, and then it's over.
So a classic Roman
After
match.
literally one punch and literally one spear. My note here said at least it was short.
Yeah. At least we have to see multiple
Yeah.
spears and punches, but
Yeah.
it's a classic Roman match.
It's a classic Roman match. Probably the best kind of Roman match we can get right now. The longer he's in there, the more it's becoming apparent he's not great with the psychology in the ring. I guess build him up as a fucking monster like that. Make him a battering ram and move him around the card that way.
Yeah.
I guess, but
I don't know.
I guess ultimately it wasn't bad because it was short. It couldn't have been bad, right? But,
Uh-oh.
oh man, Stackhouse.
Yeah.
You guys are gonna fuck up, bro. So let's see. After that, after the Roman spot, really more than anything, we had AJ Styles, the phenomenal one, against Seth Boring Rollins. You should have shirts that say Seth being Rollins, like
Being.
boring,
Boring.
instead of effing.
You can connect it.
Yeah.
Like we used to do with my grades.
Oh yeah.
I got a B.
You used to turn those F's into B's all the time.
I got a B, Mom.
Yeah.
Check it out.
All right. It was a good match. I really could have done without the handshake at the end. And I'm a little upset with the finish being basically the one curb stomp doing it, or not curb stomp, but the stomp. After Seth had kicked out of the Styles Clash, I thought that AJ would be able to kick out of like maybe one stomp. Like I
one.
mean, have him do two in a row or something to really put it on home. But after, I mean, when I think of like great AJ matches, I mean, look at AJ versus Brock. He kicked out of the F5.
Yeah.
the F5, which we are being told is the most devastating maneuver in all of the history of wrestling. You know what I mean? It's
That's
built
the
like this.
RKO.
No.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Yeah, no.
because if they got RKO, so Brock goes to Hell in a Cell, does one F5 to Braun and Roman, and it's a no contest.
No
Like,
contest.
well, literally everyone's dead now.
Yeah.
The match can't possibly go on. So we're told that the F5 is the most devastating maneuver in the history of all the world. AJ's able to kick out of that, not with no problem. The dude almost looked like he was dying. He was the best seller of the whole time. But then one kick, and he's like, "Nah, I can't fucking hack it." AJ Styles versus Cena, classic match, Royal Rumble, where Cena wins. Cena did like 3 AAs, and one of those was a super AA off the middle rope to finally
Avalanche.
put him away.
Triple A
Yeah, the Triple A. Yeah, the Avalanche attitude.
adjustment.
Yeah. So we know AJ has, quote, the heart to kick out of devastating maneuvers just to stay in it because that stuff means so much to him. And here he was not putting that on and putting over Seth. So
I mean,
easily.
I was expecting him to kick out like 100%. It's like, all right, boom, one curb stomp finally. You know, all right, he's gonna kick out. Where are they gonna go? And then it was just like, all right, that's it.
Yeah, that was it. It felt a little abrupt.
Yeah.
I would have liked it. So if he'd done the stomp and then kicked out, and AJ were to pick him up and do that whole, like, you know, where he does like the suplex, or like take him up, do the superplex into the Falcon Arrow, and then pull him up so he's like barely standing, and then do one more stomp and be like, well, fuck, of course he's dead. You know what I mean?
Or even as soon as he kicks out, just run to the side and do another one.
Yeah.
All right, he couldn't kick out of that one. Fine.
Do a stomp while he's still laying on the ground.
Yeah. Yeah, when he did that reverse Falcon Arrow thing, I thought he was gonna snap AJ's neck.
Yeah. I thought he was going to kill him.
I was like, stop.
Yeah. No! Stop!
People don't bend like that.
The AJ catching him with the stomp. You know,
To
he
the-
runs to the stomp,
yeah.
and he comes up and scoops up his legs and then pushes them down into the Styles Clash.
That was awesome.
Fucking amazing.
If AJ didn't slip or stumble, like
It
that
would've
would have
been
been
yeah.
that would have been probably one of the talking points of Money in the Bank.
Yeah, it would have been the best thing of the night. And I mean, I still think it was an amazing move.
Yeah, that was
and I
great.
really felt like he was going to win it right there. I was like, oh, he did it. He's going to do it. Again, the handshake I could have done without because I really could have gone more with an AJ's turn.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
I wasn't feeling it.
I would have loved the. That's good. Club, just go out there and jump AJ.
I really thought this was perfect for the club to come out and do some shit. Didn't happen. After that, we had a Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods promo, which was fun and good. Lucha House Party comes out, which was terrible and awful.
Yeah.
They had a really bad promo. Then Lawrence comes out, beats the shit out of all of them. Somehow breaks his own head open. I rewatched that a bunch of times.
Kalisto's mask sharp as hell.
That's what they're trying to say, man. But it's like, fuck.
I know.
I rewatched it over and over again. He headbutts like so. We see his butt. He's like Stacy Keeblering the camera. His butt and his clementines are like pressing against the lens. So I'm like trying to see around.
Where's Clump?
Clump would have loved this.
That's his favorite part of whole Money
That's
in the Bank.
Clump's favorite bit. So Clump was super into it. And so we see the back of Lars, and Kalisto's punching him towards the head. And then he headbutts him, and then as he gets up and goes through the ropes, suddenly he looks there and he's just
He's
like,
just leaking. Yeah.
and so I was like, what moment was the one that did that?
Yeah.
I was even trying to see if he pulled one of those like old Vince McMahon, where you
Right,
blade it and you
yeah.
glue it yourself, so that way when it breaks, it breaks. And I was like
Yeah.
looking for like a little mark or something. I couldn't find anything. I watched it probably a dozen times. I'm not sure how he busted his own head open, but he did it. And then he was bleeding like crazy, so it was like the second good bust of the night. Let's see. After that, we had Kevin Owens versus Kofi Kingston. That may have been match of the night for me. Really good, great storytelling. I liked that it ended with, for whatever reason, I got this too here. KO takes off Kofi's shoes and then goes for a swanton, which was incredible. Which is then reversed. Kofi Kingston then gives him the old Trouble in Paradise and gets the win. I don't know. It seems like KO was just like, I'm going to take off your shoes. And Kofi's like, okay.
Yeah.
Because it didn't seem to make sense in any other way. Like, it wasn't connected to the finish. It wasn't part of...
It would be funny if the shoe showed up on eBay later last night.
Yeah, just one red shoe.
Yeah, just here it goes.
It didn't, like, Kofi didn't slip. he wasn't able to kick out of the kick because the shoe made it harder or something. Like, it really had no impact after he removed the shoes. So I wasn't sure what his motivation was to take his shoes off. It's not like he started tickling him,
I was gonna say even hitting him with it. Like,
hitting him with it. There was no interaction with the shoe other than you are now shoeless for the rest of the evening. And then they wrapped it up. And it's like,
Alexa, take notes. That's how you wrestle with no shoes.
yeah, I
With
thought
one
that too.
shoe,
I thought,
yeah.
hey, Alexa couldn't do it, but Kofi did.
Yeah.
But other than that, it was a great match. I thought the spot was funny, but at the end of it, I just started laughing because it was just all like, I'm going to take your shoes off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Are you going to do anything with them?
No,
No.
no, that's
I'm going
it.
to throw them with the commentator, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shut up, Graves.
Yeah. Yeah, if he'd said that, that'd be great.
Yeah.
You know? Shut up, Cole.
Yeah.
Throws the shoe, and it's like, he's throwing shoes at me. You know?
Who throws a shoe?
Like, who throws a shoe? Who? Who? Let's see, and then that brings us to the final match of the night, the men's Money in the Bank. Yeah, I don't know why Alistair wasn't in the match, to be honest. But
There was an open spot
yeah, we got an open spot.
that apparently.
Andre came back and he was doing Andrade, more so than Andre. Andre the Giant came back. It was absolutely incredible.
I was like, wait, I missed that
Everybody
spot.
lost their shit.
Yeah.
Like, when? You didn't see that at the beginning, man. He went out pretty soon. Andrade come back with Zelina, and they did their fist pose, which we had said, with Elias pushing this pose, it's almost like he's throwing it in Andrade's face, like, this is mine now, you can't have it. But Andrade and Zelina were still doing it, so I don't know what the fuck's going on with this fucking movement.
Starting a clan
They're starting a thing.
or stable.
Easy. And then they start the match without Sammy because Sammy is not in the match being sent to the hospital.
Because he's dead
Yeah.
again. Second
'Cause he
time
died.
in 2 weeks.
We keep murdering him, and then he's all like, "Woo, that was crazy,
Yeah.
wasn't it?" This isn't Lynn Storado. 9 lives. He's a cat. Balor takes 1,000 terrifying bumps. I put.
Yeah. Oh my god.
This dude is like, remember I've said before that I get the impression that Alexa does not like to take bumps and she doesn't seem to like to take risks. She always plays things super safe.
The
I feel
Miz.
like Balor's the opposite.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Miz similar.
Yeah.
I feel like Balor's the opposite. I feel like he's like, you want to do what horrible thing to? Yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah. I'll do it.
Yeah. No, it's fine. Just yeah, you can't murder me.
Dude, when he bounced
Yeah.
off of that one, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, it was just bad fall and stuff like that. Hits it, or that's when Andrade flipped over him.
Well,
Did
I
that
think like
powerbomb thing.
Andrade almost saved his life. Is what it was. So
Yeah.
as Andrade's coming down, his feet knock the ladder out from the other ladder. So instead of having a hard thing to hit on, it falls down. Andrade lands on his feet and is able to guide Balor into the back of the
back,
ladder,
yeah, 'cause it's-
which has the rope, and he just gets flung back up, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
But as they were climbing up, they got a good shot of the side, and I thought, that ladder's not tucked in very far. That might slip out if they're not careful. But I was like, but they've got it. And then it fell out, and I was like, no! And then, like, Balor comes flying out, and I was like, ah! So Balor, toughest man in the world, and then they took that bump where the ladder was on its side.
Yeah.
And
that
then
was
he's just like,
right on
like,
the
"There's
thing.
no
It was
curve."
like- yeah. That,
Yeah,
that one was really bad. That
awful.
was the one Corbin delivered, right?
I think McIntyre did that.
Was it
Yeah,
McIntyre?
and that's the other thing, is McIntyre
He's
plays
not
rough.
soft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He plays rough. So after that, everyone's a significant part of the match I wanted to mention because I feel the same with the women's this time too. A lot of times in these ladder matches, especially last year, I remember it happening, Braun and Alexa, the two people who won it,
We're out.
they stayed out of the
Yeah.
match a lot.
And that was the thing with Carmella going back. Even though we thought it was a serious injury,
Yeah.
I was like, don't have her come back,
Yeah, and
win
win
it.
it. Yeah, 'cause
like
it
I
happens
can't
too
stand that.
much.
Seth at the Rumble, I couldn't stand that. Just
Yeah.
he's outside for
Go
15
rest.
minutes. He's out.
Yeah.
Take him off.
There's got to be a time limit.
Yeah.
There's got to be a certain amount of time that you have to be back in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
They've got to do something like that because otherwise it's annoying to me. And
Yeah.
to you, maybe to anybody else if you're also annoyed by them when they roll out for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Seth at the Royal Rumble did really bother me. And then after a while I was like, how long has he been napping out there? I was like, well, he's clearly going to win now.
Yeah.
He's like been sleeping this whole time.
But I thought the men all did great.
Yeah, it wasn't a match where the men where the match was happening around anybody. Everyone was in this match and doing crazy stuff, and it was.
I mean, Orton was bouncing everyone off the commentators' table. Like, so
I
it's
like it. That's his new thing. Right
Yeah,
now.
I do too. Ever since he did it to the Singh brothers, especially that one, I love it when he did it to one and then turns. He's like, "Ooh,
Killed him.
yep, he's dead."
Killed him.
But yeah, all of them did great. Mustafa did really well.
Did really great. And Mustafa and Ricochet could have an amazing rivalry together. They could have an amazing couple of classic matches, I think. But I also don't think that anyone would be surprised by that. I think we've all suspected that because realistically, when Ricochet was in NXT, everyone's biggest concern was
It's going to
he's going to 205.
Yeah.
Because he would fit in with those guys so well and the matches would be so amazing. And it was the one time I said, well, if he did, I probably would watch 205 because I'm such a big Ricochet fan. So they clearly don't care if you watch that show or not. But the two of them messing around with each other. Oh, Ricochet's cell in the corner where he's just like, and his leg comes up and it's just stiff. And he's like, he got all like.
You think he's like concussed or whatever,
Yeah.
like knocked out almost, and his arms are kind of stiff, his legs stiff. You're just like, uh-oh.
Yeah, he did great. He was just like,
I know. When that first happened, I immediately started looking at the ref. I was like,
I was watching.
is the X's coming? Where's the X? And then
I was looking at the mat around him. Did he shit himself? Is he peeing everywhere? Has he lost control?
Yeah. Code Brown.
Yeah. Code Brown. After that, the Code Clump.
Code Clump.
I've shit myself. So after that, Ali gets to the top of the ladder. It looks like he's gonna do it, and then you hear it. I don't know what this music sounds like, but Brock Lesnar comes out, throws a ladder at the cameraman.
Yeah.
Why? Why would you do that? So he tries to murder them.
Yeah.
And then he runs over, knocks Ali off of the ladder. Ali hits the ropes and then bounces into the ring and then rolls out. I only mention that because at the end, when it's kind of panning around everyone, he's got blood all in his mouth and stuff.
Yeah.
So I rewatched that moment to see like,
if he hit his mouth.
yeah, where did he hit? And he must have hit his mouth on the rope or something, but it didn't look like he did. So, and he looked like he fell clear of the ladders. He rolled out. Like, I'm not sure when it happened unless he rolled out and a ref kicked him in the face. You know, but you did what?
It was Heyman.
So
Heyman
Brock
kicked
comes
him in
up.
the face.
Yeah, who?
Heyman.
Paul Heyman. Oh yeah, that makes sense actually.
That was the other thing that was annoying about the commentators. Heyman's barking orders at Braun. I was like, I think he knows how to use the ladder.
Yeah. Go to the top.
Yeah.
You have to climb it.
Grab it.
Hold on.
Nope.
Dude.
Children.
No. Are they yours? What's there?
I don't think so.
No, then you're fine, man.
It's in Idaho.
Idaho? Yeah, that's close. Yeah, they're on their way. We'll keep an eye out.
I don't know if it's in Idaho or it's Idaho license plates.
What's the difference? If it's an Idaho license plate, then that's some college kid who took out some girl and dad's freaking out.
This is Arizona. Dad shot the guy.
Yeah, dad probably just gonna kill him.
But yeah, I just didn't like that. They were like, Heyman's barking orders at Brock.
You gotta put a foot on it, and you got the other foot on the
Now
other
grab
one.
the other foot.
And you put your arm up and then you pull down a little bit and put your foot back up. On the
Push the
other side.
carabiner together and then pull it back.
You gotta squeeze it. You gotta squeeze it and then pull up. You squeeze it. Brock, squeeze it. But Brock Lesnar won. I do think it's smart booking. I do think that as shitty as it is, I think as a standalone moment, well done. I think as what does it mean moving forward? Fuck, man.
Yeah, because Brock didn't need Money in the Bank to get a title shot.
But maybe he did, where other people wouldn't, right? So Seth is like, I'll take all comers.
But I'm not going to take you because
because
it took too long to get the title off of him.
Exactly. And Seth's whole thing the whole time was about how Brock was a terrible champion. And if it was the last thing he ever did, he was going to make sure Brock never saw this title again. So I could see in storyline where if Brock had come back and said, hey, man, I'm going to take that title from you. And Seth's like, I'm not going to sign the contract.
Yeah.
So no, get out of here. So here's a moment where now Brock can go against Seth. I'm guessing in Saudi Arabia.
But then Brock could have curried some favors on the back.
Oh, he curries favors, too.
Yeah, exactly. He could have got his title shot.
He's like, move over, Lacey.
Yeah.
I got a thing to do.
Tag.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Brock tags himself in. Get out of here.
Get out of here. You got whatever you want. Okay, go.
Yeah. Give me what I want. Give me what I want. Give me what I want. What?
We need to just get a sound effects board.
A little soundboard.
Gene Belcher style.
Yeah, Gene Belcher board.
Mhm.
Um,
But
I think it's a standalone win. It was good. It was good. It was clever. People did not see it coming. Like you said earlier, the writing was on the wall. They've been talking about Brock for weeks.
yeah,
And we've been mentioning it every week.
Yeah.
Why do they keep bringing up Brock? Why do they keep talking about
it's on
Brock?
my nerves. I text you during the thing.
Yeah.
Like, this is on my nerves how much they keep saying Seth's struggle against Brock.
Yeah.
About this WrestleMania match that was a masterpiece.
Yeah.
They're making it out to be, and it's like, how?
I will say this: if they're able, if they do have this match, which it looks like they're probably going to have, guys, just give us what we deserve to begin with. Give us the match that we know the two of them are capable of putting on.
Yeah.
Because there's no reason Brock can't put on an amazing match. We've seen him do it recently.
Yeah.
We've seen him do it the last two Survivor Series. We saw him do it at Royal Rumble, and then he just fucking didn't do it with Seth.
Yeah.
So please, if you're gonna make us watch this match and you're gonna make us sit through this shit, do what you came to do, man.
And that's the thing. If Brock comes back, maybe, you know, since he's got Money in the Bank, he has to come back full time to make it. Because the last 2 years they've shit on, actually the last 3 years, they've kind of buried Money in the Bank and what it means. Corbin failed against Jinder.
Yeah.
And then Braun got it, just said, hey, I want, you know, with Roman at Hell in the Cell.
Yeah.
And then Brock interfered with that. And then now Brock's got it. And it's like, you know, Brock and Braun last year, to me, they don't need the title or the Money in the Bank to get a title shot.
Braun definitely did not.
I see where you're coming from,
I think storyline, it actually makes sense to give it to Brock, where other people it doesn't. Because remember, I kept saying none of these people need it.
yeah.
All of them can literally ask. Well, Brock might be the only one who would actually need it. Again, I definitely understand the idea. I don't want Brock as a champion. I don't want him to take the title and then leave for 2 years again.
Yeah.
They're struggling to make that title mean anything at all.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is, you know, Brock, now that he's officially done with UFC and MMA.
You Brocky. You Brocky.
So now that he's done with that, if he comes back, you know, and actually sells, because he's talented. I'm not taking that away from him. He's talented. It's just stupid what they've done with him being the champion. Even if he comes back only for a few spots here and there, if he's not the champion, great.
Yeah. As a character
Unless
alone,
maybe this is
I
what the
think-
new belt is for.
Yeah, the Brock belt.
The Brock belt.
Well, here's the thing. I actually sent my text to my brother earlier, and I said, I hope Brock cashes it in on Mick Foley and takes whatever that title is. Just doesn't even matter. I don't care what it is. He just goes out there, hits Mick with the fucking the briefcase, says, I'm cashing it in. And then the ref's like, I don't think he was wrestling. And he's like, I don't care. And then puts his finger on him or something, or his hand or some weird shit. And then just, you even have Foley laying there like, why? You know? And then like the ref counts to 3 confused, and then he just walks away with the title. I would like to see that. And then whatever the title was called, it doesn't matter.
And then that's it.
That's
He's
it.
never seen again.
Yeah, whether it comes back
That's
or not.
it.
Watch him just bring out the greatest Royal Rumble title.
The belt again?
Yeah, the Saudi Arabian title. He goes, I'm unveiling it again.
That'd actually be funny, but.
Yeah.
And then that was the other thing they mentioned, without calling it the Greatest Royal Rumble again.
They did not. They called it the 50-man Battle Royal, which
Yeah.
means 2 things. 1, the Greatest Royal Rumble, which made us mad that they called it the Greatest Royal Rumble when we already have a Royal Rumble, is gone. And 2, they're trying to super distance themselves from last year being in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
They're like, if we call it a 50-man Battle Royal, no one's going to put 2 and 2 together,
Yeah.
right?
At the Super Show.
At the Super Show.
Yeah.
And the third thing, as I said, 3, 2. That also means if it's a battle royal, all of the contestants have to start in the ring.
Oh, that's true.
That's what made the Royal Rumble different than the
yeah,
battle royal. Is
yeah.
they come out every 2 minutes. A battle
How are
royal.
they going to have 50 people in
How
one
the
ring?
fuck, man? I hope they have a 28-foot ring. I think that would be dope.
It's going to be World War III.
Yes.
Three rings.
3 rings. They're gonna have a shot in panorama.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I did notice that too. I do think as a standalone character, Brock Lesnar is actually a really great character, the kind of unbeatable monster who you could utilize to punish anyone that the authority wants to punish.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're on my nerves. I don't like you. Fuck you. Whatever. You're going up against Brock Lesnar, or you're gonna have a mystery opponent, and then Brock comes out, and then it's like, oh my god, this guy's devastating. But as a champion who shows up 4 times a year, not an exciting champion. It kind of diminishes how the fans view titles. We view them as more than just a prop, although they're a little bit propped up here. We view them as a meaningful thing. Being a champion was supposed to mean something. The kind of championship that Bret Hart brought to it, where it's like he felt like having it meant that he was it.
It meant something.
It meant something.
It meant, yeah.
Where when someone like Brock has it, it just feels like a thing that Brock has now. It feels more like a gimmick title. It feels like the Hurricanes title, or how Zack Ryder has that woo woo title or whatever.
Yeah.
It just feels like, oh, that's just that belt he carries around. You know, it didn't feel the same.
And it's funny because, you know, in our prediction show, we talked about it. The wooing and awing.
Yeah.
The surprise and ahs.
Yeah, the shock and awe.
Yeah, shock and awe. That's what it was.
Shock and awe.
Yeah. And that's exactly what happened. We're like, oh, Brock's here. Oh.
Yeah. Aw.
You know, and yeah.
Like
Why?
I said, as a standalone moment, I liked it, but as what it means, if it actually means that he's going to be taking a title and doing who knows what for how long, not exciting.
Yeah. This is his redemption story. Do it
Could
right.
be, yeah.
Do it right.
Let it be that.
I'm cool with that. I'm okay with Brock being back if he does it right. And then, you know, like I said, we talked about with the writers and stuff, everyone, all the sarcasm that was out, you know, Jericho had that tweet and stuff that. And I think the writers, you know, I truly think they read something sarcastic and they're like, yeah, we did it. Yeah, we did it. But, you know.
Yeah, without someone being like, that was a great
Yeah,
idea.
yeah.
Yeah,
Right. Because I don't know if you guys saw, but Jericho said,
Something about how Brock's the future of the business,
Brock's the
and
future.
Go Brock, go.
Glad he wasn't in the ring and
This kind of
or match
forward-thinking booking is why WWE is always going to be on top.
Yeah.
And it's like, fuck, dude.
Yeah.
Calm down. Like, well, for one, two, okay, calm down because Pac just pulled out and that was your first,
No, yeah.
you know, you've
AEW,
already got the first AEW match ever announced is already not happening.
Yeah.
All right. StarCast is falling apart, which I don't want to talk about that today, but we'll talk about it because I'm going to be there. I'm not sure what I'm going to do half the time now.
We should just get you a table. Who wants to take a picture with
Yeah,
you?
come take a picture with me. I'll wear my ref shirt.
Marsh will pay you to take a picture with him.
Yeah, I'll give you $1 or $2.
Yeah.
When I got the picture with Mojo and it's me in the ref shirt, he signed it and I go, don't worry about it, man. I'll sign the other side later. And he was like, good. He's like, that's what's up. Like, it was funny. But I think that's it for the show today. We just wanted to go over what we felt like with those matches. Clump's going to be here tomorrow. We are going to have one more before the show before the show.
For the Jake show.
Did you decide you want to?
I'm still
All
undecided.
right, we got to decide by the time to go to bed tonight. Them's where the rules are. But we're gonna have Clump come over tomorrow, and we're gonna do. We're gonna get him mention any highlights he wanted to touch ground on. We're gonna go over real quick the prediction score. I'll go through the math tonight, and then we're gonna talk about what happens on Raw tonight, tomorrow. So thank you guys for tuning in for our little.
Surprise.
A little surprise show. Anyone's got notifications turned on, thank you. Anyone who does not, also thank you, as long as you're following. Last call.
Let's go.
Snackhouse, enjoy the show tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in.
We'll tear up Raw tomorrow. Walking away with some in the cup.
Have a good night, guys. Tune in tomorrow. This Wednesday we won't be on. Following Wednesday we will. And I'm probably going to come to you live from StarCast at a certain point. So thanks again, guys.
You have a lot of time on your hands now.
Yeah, I've got a lot of time on my hands. I'm at Ref Marsh on Twitter, at MarshRef on Instagram. This is just Kevlar. He doesn't have any of that shit. So